July the 2nd, 2024. And I just want to start today's video off by saying thank you to everybody for all the nice comments in yesterday's video. Once again, I'm sorry I had to take off for so long, but I just wanted to spend some time with my family and not have to worry about doing a video every single day. And you guys know that I reply to all the comments, and it just would have taken so much time out of my vacation with my family and spending time with them. Like I was saying in yesterday's video, October of 2022, they told me, I basically had a year left to live. I just did not ever think that this would ever be possible ever again. Laying in the hospital bed so many times, thinking that was it. And, that the rest of my life was going to be spent either in a hospital bed or in my bed at home. And to be able to go out and do that thing, do the vacation with my family and spend time with them, I can't even explain to you guys what that felt like for me. It was really surreal, to be quite honest. Because like I said, I just never thought this would ever be possible again. And to be up walking around and, just doing the things that I was doing on vacation, just spending time with my family and getting to enjoy things, go out and sightsee and stuff like that. I really never thought that this would ever be possible again. I just didn't. And it was a really nice time spending that time with my family. But what I wanted to talk about today is, I kind of want to finish off what I was talking about at the end of the video yesterday. And, just coming across triggers, especially when we least expect them. One of the biggest reasons that I went to Cherokee, North Carolina is because it's on a reservation. And for years, there was no alcohol allowed on the reservation. It was illegal to sell it there. You weren't even supposed to possess it on the reservation. And, it just for a very long time, there was no alcohol there. And when we've been going there for years, when I say years, I've been going there for probably 30 years. And, up until just recently, they started serving, they did not serve alcohol, but they just now started selling alcohol on the reservation. And I wasn't aware of how much alcohol was for sale there. We stayed at the KOA campground right there in Cherokee, and when we went into the KOA store, you have to go in there to check in and all that kind of stuff, and they have all kinds of stuff for sale in there. And excuse me, if you have any problems or anything like that, you have to go up there. And when we first got there, my wife went and checked us in, but I went to start the grill at the campsite that we were on, and the grill wasn't working. And I tried calling up there. I couldn't get in touch with anybody. And I just hopped in my van and drove up to the front office to go speak with somebody about it, because that's how I planned on cooking while we were there. And when I went in there, I did not realize they were selling alcohol inside of the KOA store. And it used to be that those coolers, they would sell bologna, sandwich meat, just stuff like hot dogs and stuff like that, real simple food. If you didn't have anything to eat and you didn't want to drive all the way back into town, there'd be stuff there that you could kind of whip up a lunch or something. But not anymore. When I walked in the store, I just happened to just walk over there and just glance at it. And that whole entire cooler area now is just alcohol on the KOA campground. And this is a family campground. And that's why we went there, because it's got, a swimming pool, slides, an indoor swimming pool there. It's just really family oriented. They've got a big jump around pillow thing that the kids can jump on, playground equipment. They do movie nights every other night there. They have a big inflatable projection screen. They've got all kinds of children's activities. They've got bicycles for rent. And it's just a family campground. And I just did not expect to go to a family campground like that and they would be selling that much alcohol there. And there were people drinking all over the place. It used to be frowned upon. If you were there and you were drinking, they would come tell you to put it away. And I've been going there for a long time. I know, because I used to drink there. And I had them come up to me before and say, you cannot have that on this campground. I would have to put it away, hide it, keep it in a koozie or a cup. It just wasn't something you could just be walking around willy-nilly with. And when we were there, like when we walked down the pool, there were parents walking around with open containers. They weren't hiding anything, and it was right there in your face. And it just really blew me away that they were allowing that there now. And it's just one of those things, I went there with the expectation that there wasn't going to be alcohol. And then I get there and there is, and there are people drinking all over the place. So what I ended up doing is I just kind of stayed away from all those people. We just kind of hung around the campsite that we were on. My kids played in the river a bunch, and we went out and did a bunch of things, up in the mountains, went and looked at a bunch of things, did a bunch of sightseeing and stuff like that. And we went there just for the opportunity for my kids to be able to hang out down there by the pool and stuff, and I couldn't go there. And some people can, but I just couldn't. For me, it was just too much of a trigger. And for any of you guys out there, if you can walk around that kind of stuff and it's fine with you, that's awesome. But for me, I just can't. I just couldn't see it. I didn't want to smell it. It's just one of those things. I used to drink on every single one of my vacations, and then to go and surround myself with that, it just wasn't a good idea for me. So I just avoided it. And I did a really good job of it. I stayed away from it. I stayed busy the whole time. I'm an early riser. I get up very early in the morning every single day, but I go to bed early every single night. And that used to not be the case. I used to stay up late. I still got up early. I've just gotten up early my whole life, but I would stay up really late, stay up drinking, and I'd wake up the next morning and I would be hungover, and I would nurse my hangover all morning long. Start drinking as soon as I woke up in the morning on vacation. Any other day, but especially on my vacation, because I was on vacation. It was my excuse. And especially if my wife was to say something to me like, "Are you really drinking at 7 o'clock?" And I go, "I'm on vacation. This is what I do. This is my time to let loose." And that wasn't the case this time. I woke up 6 o'clock in the morning. I was making my coffee, drinking that, and then I just kind of hung around the campsite, made everybody breakfast, and then we'd go out for the day. We'd come back, I'd make dinner, and I would hop in the bed and just chill out for the rest of the afternoon. I hung around with my family, and we would talk and stuff like that, maybe play a board game or something, but for the most part, I just kind of kept to myself. I stayed with my family, but I just didn't really get out there and hang around with all those people that were drinking, because I just did not want to have to deal with that. And with July 4th coming up, it's right around the corner. We got one more day. There's going to be a lot of people out there. They're going to get invited to cookouts, parties, block parties, all that kind of stuff. And just think about where are you at in your sobriety? Is that something that you're going to be comfortable being around? And if it's not, then maybe don't go. Maybe stay home, find something else to do. Maybe just shoot some fireworks off in your front yard. And if you don't feel comfortable with it, just let somebody know. If somebody invites you to a party or something like that, just say, "Hey, I've got something going on," or I don't drink anymore. I'm just not comfortable in my sobriety, and I'm just not comfortable doing that. Really, you have to protect your sobriety in any means possible. And if that means that you can't go to those types of things right now, then so be it. Don't worry about what other people think about you. At the end of the day, this is about you. It's about you, your family, and what's going to be the best thing for your life. And if you're anything like me, alcohol it'll destroy your life. I had a lot of time to sit back and think about, all the times that we went up there, because we've been going up to Cherokee, North Carolina for years. It's just the place that we've always gone to. And, I had to sit back and think about all the times we went up there and I drank on our vacations, and all the things that I missed out on. When my family wanted to go out and go do something for the day, to go see the mountains or whatever, I couldn't go. I felt so bad. And then, not to mention, I would wake up in the morning and start drinking. I would be 6 beers deep by 10 o'clock in the morning if I wasn't already on the liquor. And I just couldn't drive, for one. And the only time I ever really wanted to go anywhere was when we had to drive into Bryson City to go get more alcohol. That's when I would go places. And, it would always be a fight. My wife, she'd say, "Did you already drink that bottle that you just bought yesterday?" And I'd have to say, "Yeah, there's only this much left. And I need to go back into Bryson City." And we'd drive back into there again. And I'd say, "This is it. I'm not going to get any more on this vacation." Until the next day, I'd be right back at the liquor store again, getting another bottle. And it was really nice this time not to have to go through that. But I had to sit there and think, when I was there. And not to mention, we tend to go around this time of year. And, my Google images, it was showing like images from years ago, saying this on this day 10 years ago or whatever. And I was looking at pictures of us going up there because we went about the same time every year. And, I was looking at those photos and just looking how I was just like kind of stuck, just sitting around the campsite, taking pictures of things around there because I wasn't going out and doing anything. I was just spinning my wheels and wasting my time. And I had to look at the pictures of how young my children were back then and, all the things that I missed out on doing with them back then. Now I had an opportunity to make up for some of that. And I gotta say, it was so awesome to be able to spend quality time and be present 100% in the moment. Now, am I gonna say that I didn't think about alcohol? I absolutely did. Am I gonna say that there were some moments where I really, really thought about alcohol? Because I absolutely did. There were some moments where it kind of like took over my mind for a minute. And I just had to think about it, and go, why is this on your mind? Why are you thinking about this? What is that going to do for you today? Is it really going to improve your day that much? Because it's not. Because all that would have happened is I would have ruined everything. I would have went back to drinking, and if I went to the store and got a 6-pack, that would have turned into a half-gallon of vodka in half an hour. I would drink that 6-pack in no time, and right at the liquor store buying a half-gallon, and I probably wouldn't even be here talking with you guys right now because I probably would be intoxicated at this moment. It wouldn't have stopped. I wouldn't have just said, "I'm just going to drink while I'm on vacation." I would have drank while I was on vacation. I would have came back, and it would have been full-blown alcoholism all over again, and I would have been right back at square one, and I'd probably be in the hospital right now, going through pancreatitis again. And then having to explain to my doctors that I screwed up and slipped up and started drinking again. I relapsed and, dealing with the stigma that's attached with that and all that stuff. It just, nothing good would have come out of that situation. And for any of you guys out there that are watching this right now, and, you're thinking about July 4th is coming around the corner. I've got this invite to this party. What am I going to do? Should I have a beer or two? What am I going to do during this? Don't put yourself in that situation. Just find something else. If you're not comfortable enough in your sobriety yet to be around that kind of stuff, it's completely okay. I'm not comfortable in it yet. I don't want to be around it. I just don't think that I could handle it. And, just smelling it, seeing it, people starting to get loud as they drink and all that kind of stuff. I just can't. So it's okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to come up with an excuse why you can't show up, or just be honest and tell them I don't drink and I just can't go. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. And if you've got any time under your belt or you're considering stopping drinking, don't forget, if you haven't stopped and you're thinking about it, please consult your doctor and talk with them, because alcohol is one of the only drugs, including benzodiazepines, that you can have seizures. It can be life-threatening if you stop abruptly, so please speak with a doctor. But if you got some time on your belt, or you're thinking about stopping, or you just recently quit or whatever, don't tempt yourself. It's completely okay. And if somebody has something negative to say to you because you are straight up honest with them and you go, "Hey, I'm not drinking right now. I don't feel comfortable coming to your place. There's going to be booze there, and I just don't want to, tempt myself with that. And if they give you a hard time, it's probably not somebody that you want to be friends with anymore. Because if they can't understand that you're working on you and trying to do what's best for you and for your family and for your health and for your mental health and just your overall well-being by stopping drinking, if they don't understand that, they're probably not the people that you need to be associating with anymore. Because that's the one thing. When we're drinking, we have a certain set of friends that we hang around with all the time, and most of the time they're drinkers as well. And a lot of times when we stop drinking, and I speak to people on here all the time, a lot of times we lose a lot of our friends when we stop. And that's okay, it's just part of the process. The people that stick around and we're still friends with, those were our real, true friends. The people that understand that we have a problem with alcohol, and they completely get it. The people that respect us when we come over to their place, or they come over to our place, and they don't try to drink in front of us. Or, you go to their house for a party, and they go, hey man, I'm just letting you know there's going to be alcohol here. If you don't feel comfortable coming, I completely understand. I know what your journey that you're on and all that those are real friends right there. And I'm not saying that people that drink aren't your real friends, because that's not what I'm saying at all. But a lot of times, misery loves company. And a lot of those people, they don't feel comfortable around people that aren't drinking. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, if you're not drinking and you go over there, you're going to start making people feel uncomfortable sometimes, because they might have to take a look at themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm not saying that's the case all the time. That's definitely not the case all the time. There's different scenarios for everything. All I really wanted to say is that if, in fact, you get invited to a party for 4th of July, just remember why you're here and why you're trying to remain sober. And is it a good idea to put yourself in that situation? Are you ready for that yet? And I just want to say it's completely okay for you to skip out, especially if you're new in your sobriety. Hey, look, I've been sober for quite some time now, and I'm still not comfortable being around it. So if I've got this time under my belt and I'm not comfortable being around it and I don't go around it, it's completely fine for you too. And don't feel bad about it. There's plenty of other times that you can spend with your friends and your family. But if you know for a fact that there's going to be alcohol there and you're just not comfortable being there, don't go. Just don't do it. Do you really want to tempt fate like that? Because I know I don't. I know what comes on the other end. I know how my mind works. I know how bad of an alcoholic I am. And I just don't want to play around with it. The thing is, I went up to the mountains not expecting to be around booze, and it was there. I had to kind of avoid a lot of situations while I was up there. Places, I went up there to do certain things that I had to avoid because I didn't want to be around the alcohol. And it's fine. I just found other things to do. Was I upset about it? No, not really. I was a little disappointed that I didn't get to go hang out at the pool with my kids, but there were just people drinking all over the place over there. So I just found other things to do. We hung out in the river. My kids got inner tubes and floated down, and they swam in the river, and I just hung out with them there. It was right beside our campsite, so that's what we did. And it still turned out to be a really good time. I just didn't get around the booze. Anytime I found myself in a situation where booze were around, I just removed myself. And like I said, was I upset about it? No. Was I disappointed? Yeah, absolutely, I was disappointed. But at the end of the day, I have to do what I have to do to protect my sobriety. And the same goes for you. If you have a problem with alcohol and you stopped, don't tempt yourself. And remember why you're here and why you're sober. Each of us have a different story. But at the end of it all, we are all so much alike. It's so crazy to me when I speak to people on here every single day. People telling me that your story is almost identical to mine. And, and for so long, I thought I was the only person who drank the way that I did. And then to start this channel and find out there's so many more people out there who drank just like I did or more, or, it's unbelievable. There are so many people out there that are like us. We're all different, but we're all so alike with this disease. And just remember why you're sober. and why you want to remain sober. Because for people like us, one's never enough. One turns to 100. And, going down that path again, it's just not worth it. Think about what you have going on for yourself right now. And no matter how much time that you have, I'm proud of you. If it's one day, if it's half a day, if it's 20 days, if it's 20 years, I'm proud of you for wherever you're at in your journey. Because it's not easy, I know. I got some time on my belt, and I still struggle every single day. I still get cravings. I still think about alcohol. It's just reminding myself daily of what that will turn into. Because what that will turn into, it's not good. And I just don't ever want to go back to that ever again. I don't. I'm done with that life. I have so many reminders every day that I have to think about, where I was at with my drinking, because it was horrible. Waking up every day sick and tired, you really get sick and tired of feeling like that, of being sick and tired. And, if for one moment you get that instant thought in your head, somebody offers you a beer and you think about, just don't. Because you know what that one will turn into. It won't be just one. Don't fool yourself. It never works out that way. That one will turn into 6 months down the road. You're going to be sitting there thinking about it, pouring yourself that drink and going, how did I get here? As you wake up in the morning hungover, for the 7th time that week, you're right back stuck in the cycle again, and you don't know how you got back again. You don't want to end up there. Life, being sober, is so much better. Is it as much fun? Maybe not. But is life better? Do you wake up in the morning knowing what you did the night before? Do you ever have to have that anxiety of when that phone rings first thing in the morning and you're going, what the heck did I do last night? You don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't have to worry about the fact that you might have spent $400 or $500 at the bar the night before and don't remember doing it, or you lost your wallet, or you can't find your phone, or you wake up in some weird house and you don't know how you got there and your car's not there. You guys know the story. Most of you have been there. And, waking up every day with a clear mind, clear conscience, nothing compares to that. I don't care how much fun you might have that one night. All the good that comes along with not drinking is not worth screwing it up for that one good time. Because like I said, that one will turn into 100. And that one will turn into months down the road looking back and going, how in the world did I get back here again? See too many people on YouTube doing these types of videos that talk about this topic, that relapse and then regret it so much. Don't let that happen to yourself. Not that relapse isn't a normal part of this, because it is. It's a part of the journey. I was watching something this morning and they were saying something like, most people relapse like 4 to 5 times before they finally get sober. Man, I relapsed so many times before I got sober. And each one of those times taught me something. So I'm not saying there's something wrong with that. But at the end of the day, the regret, the guilt, the embarrassment that comes along with relapsing, it's just not worth it. That little bit of time of fun that you're going to have, it's not worth it. Trust me, I know how much fun that you can have when you drink. How good that you can feel. But you don't feel good the next day. You don't. And just like being on that vacation that I just had, if I had that one, I would have woken up every single morning. If I even woke up, I would have woken up every morning hungover, feeling like crap. I wouldn't want to do anything all day long. I would have just laid in the bed and started drinking again. There would have been a bottle laying there right beside the bed with me, and I would have been right back in the throes of my alcoholism again. Don't let that happen to you too. So Anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring up this little reminder today. You know, I'm just now getting back. I did a little video yesterday, but I just wanted to come on here today with 4th of July right around the corner and just say, hey, remember why you're sober and don't slip up, because that one drink is not worth it. It never ends with just one. Don't let that thought go into your head. So with that said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here for today, and I will see you guys back on tomorrow's video. I love you guys so very much. I missed all of you so much. I can't begin to explain to you how much I missed you guys, just talking to you guys every single day. You know, just going through the daily struggles of this. It's so nice to have each and every single one of you here to talk to you about this, so we can share our experiences, our struggles, because it is. It's a daily struggle. I know, at least for me, it is. And will that ever go away? I don't know. I hope it does. But until then, I'm still here and still pushing. And I'm not gonna drink today. And you know, all we have is right now in this moment, today. Be present in it. Remember, all you have is right now. Tomorrow's not here yet. Yesterday's gone. Don't worry about anything else. Just right now. Don't drink right now. Don't drink today. One day at a time. Love you guys so much. See you tomorrow.